Good afternoon, guys. Welcome to Teriayki Adventures. My name is Lisa Keegan, and today and this week we're doing blade cover recipes. Now, this is due to a lot of you guys asking me about how to use the blade cover, so I thought let's do a whole segment on it. So far we have done poached pears yesterday. We did grating vegetables, carrot the first day. Today we're doing meat, but it's sous videing the meat. So again, it's going into that liquid at a low temperature for a long time. So looking forward to making this beautiful recipe today. Well, I think it's beautiful. It's got good ratings, so hopefully it's amazing. Do say hi if you're watching today. I'd love to know if you're watching along and also what you're having for dinner tonight. Before we get started though, I have a whopping great big sweet potato to show you guys. Kids wanted me to show it. They've just dug up a quarter of the veggie patch out the back. Now we were really fortunate. The old owners actually left us some cucumbers and some sweet potatoes. They're only about 8 weeks old, the sweet potatoes. But check out this beauty, 2.5 kilos worth, or 2.46 I think it is, of a sweet potato. That is one whopping sweet potato. Luckily my kids love sweet potato. It's part of their breakfast every day, which is why I told them they could only dig up a quarter and then replant it. But have you ever grown sweet potatoes? They're super easy and they grow, I'm going to say like weeds. They kind of do. They literally will run this greenery all over the top of the ground while underneath they're creating magic. And it's not hard to grow. It's one of the things we've been able to grow, or I've been even able to grow, and I am not a green thumb. So you can also eat the leaves as well. So they double for salads. So just a little FYI, you can actually eat the leaves off sweet potatoes. So you've got the fruit underneath, veggies underneath, and the beautiful leaves on top if you want to use them in salads. So I'm going to put this aside and we're going to get cracking on our blade cover. So the blade cover, you can use the old style for this recipe. Pretty much all the recipes that are not a peeling recipe, you can be using the old style. Now it's not available anymore, so that's why I guess I haven't spent too much time talking about it, but a lot of you guys have this, and this fits a 5 or a 6, okay? Not a 31, sorry guys. Those of you with a 31, this does not fit. Your bowl's slightly smaller of capacity. This new beauty to the mix shop, this is the one that came on sale before Christmas, pre-sale, and then they all dispatched over Christmas, hence the questions. And this one peels as well, so it can sous vide and slow cook, and it can peel, so it takes it next level. This one cannot peel, all right, the difference between the two. Both will fit a TM5 and a TM6, however, if you're peeling, get the locking NC, okay, the black one with feet, because it does bounce around a lot otherwise. So today I'm going to use this one, but they're just interchangeable, okay? Let's get started. This again must be the US, because it says that it's a metric recipe. So they have their recipes in both metric and imperial. So I think it must be a bit of a combo. Let's go start cooking. And the first thing it asks for is soy sauce. Now, if you are gluten-free, you can use tamari, however you pronounce that, I don't know. And you can put that in instead. Hello, how are you, Grace? Lovely to have you on this afternoon. Now I'm recycling my bowl from lunchtime. The kids today we all had cheese puffs. So we made puff pastry, rolled that out into big squares, and then made it into triangles, and we put a beautiful like cheesy spinach and egg mix inside that, and then just oven cooked them. So it's still got parmesan and garlic in it. It's all right, next thing is some honey. So we've got the kind of the salty, now we've got the sweet combo, a little bit less on the sweet though. It was 60 of one, and this is just 45. Got one pesky fly in here. Now I'm not going to go light on. Normally I'd say you guys go light on your honey. Oops, I've gone over. I didn't mean to go over, but normally I'd say go light on. However, this is going to be a sticky syrup at the end. So you don't want to go light on, because you'll need that stickiness to make it that syrup. Okay, next we've got some brown sugar. Didn't get that out. No, I'm going to leave it out. I've just told you not to go light on the sugar, and I'm going to skip the brown sugar. Probably shouldn't, but I didn't get it out. So let's just skip it. I'll give you the verdict later. This recipe though does ask you at the end of it if you want the sauce to be thickened, to actually cook it off in a pan. So you've actually got that ability to transfer it. Remember, this is from the US, so it's not A lot of our Australian recipes, everything's Thermomix contained. This one actually says to transfer the liquid juices out of your meat and then cook it off in a pan to reduce it. So I don't want to put more sugar into it. I'm just going to skip it. All right. Rice wine vinegar. Where did I put that? I do have rice wine vinegar. Here it is. This is the stuff you normally use with things like sushi. All right. Oh, if I can open it. 30 grams. And throwing the lid on the floor. 20, a little bit more. All right, next up. Some ginger. I don't have fresh ginger. It says 1 centimetre. I'm just going to put in 1 teaspoon of powdered ginger instead. I actually didn't get it out of the freezer to defrost early enough, so I have a whole lot from packing up our other place and actually putting that stuff, grating that all down and freezing it. So I've actually got a whole lot of things in the freezer called G and T. And Red keeps wanting to know why it's gin and tonic. It's not gin and tonic, it's garlic and turmeric. Ginger and turmeric, not garlic, ginger and turmeric. Okay, some chili powder. I'm going to skip that out altogether. And now it says some sake or water. Now I don't have sake, that is a rice wine. I'm not sure how it's different to the rice wine vinegar. I'm actually not sure. I'm sure there is a difference if I Googled it. I'm just going to put in 70 grams of water instead because it gives you that option. And then this is our marinade done. And it says to marinate for, I'm going to stop at 45. It says to actually marinate it for 30 minutes. You guys know how I roll. We don't do 30-minute marinades around here. We just keep on going. So let's mix this together. It's a 10-second speed 5. Now we need our bags. Same bags as yesterday. Alright. We're going to be putting our liquid in there and our chicken in there. Alright, now again I'm going to push the capacity a little bit more. It worked really well with the pears yesterday. They were an absolute hit. So I'm going to do that again. So normally it says to place the marinated 4 chicken thighs in a bowl and mix well to coat. Let it sit aside for 30 minutes in the fridge. Insert the blade cover. So I'm going for less washing up. Let's not worry about putting it aside to marinate. If you're going to though, my advice is actually to put your chicken in the bowl here and then put the whole lot in the fridge. So you're not messing up another bowl, okay? So we are just going to start loading it into 2 bags. Now I'm hoping it fits into 2 bags. I'm going to aim for 6 thighs because that's how many will feed us. And let's see how we go here. I'm hoping it's defrosted. It's been sitting out in the sun since lunchtime because I forgot to get it out. So, here goes the thighs. And we're then going to pour over some of this beautiful sauce. I'm going to try for 3 in each bag. I really don't want to touch my Thermomix with the chicken hand, so 2 seconds, guys. Okay. So on with this, and this is our marinade. So just putting it straight into the bowl, but not all of it. Remember, half. That's about half. Remember, like yesterday, I showed you how to submerge it down to actually remove all the liquid. You can do that again today if you like. I'm just going to loosely do it like this by folding the end over. I do love these bags. Just be really careful, those of you with the vacuum sealer that actually belongs here, to go with these little plugs. They don't like liquid. So if you see the liquid starting to come up into it, stop before the liquid goes in, okay? Hey Gail, lovely to have you on this afternoon. So there's 1 bag done. Let's just quickly do the other bag. It's 1 pesky fly. There's always one. So in goes the last one. That was a bit of a small one. Hopefully there's another half of that one. Somebody's not going to be happy. Yeah, there is. There it is. All right. And then wash the hand again. Keep kicking that lid around the floor. In goes the sauce. And now we're ready to get our water warming up. So it says to insert the blade cover. That's because by the time it gets to 70 or 80 degrees, that's too hot for our hands to go in. So you do need to insert that blade cover. There we go. You do need to insert that blade cover before you get the liquid in. So I'm going to put my black one in today. It just goes over a bit like yesterday. Find the high side, find the high blade, drop it over the top, and it just sits in really nicely. Okay, a whole lot of water, so 1,360 to be precise of water. So in that goes, and I haven't bothered cleaning my bowl out. You could if you'd like. Oops, 1, 4, 7, 8 will do. Again, just be mindful, especially if you're doing like I am, where you're packing more in to your bags. Remember to make sure you're under your maximum line. Okay, so some water. It's going to call for some lemon juice. So in with the lemon juice. I have been known to just put half a lemon, an entire lemon in there as well, especially when it gets to this stage where it's not much juice coming out. This is the same one as yesterday. I'm recycling yesterday's one. Okay, next. And now it asks for the lid on. Oops, go back. And now it's saying 8 minutes, 70 degrees to heat that water up. At the point that this is nice and 80 degrees, you'll see the next step says to put your bags into the water, and it's going to then cook for 1 hour at 70 degrees. Now, just something to be mindful of as well, if you are filling your bags more than the 4, like I've put 6 thighs in instead of 4, you may find yourself requiring a little more time, okay? Admittedly, this recipe from memory, let me just check. So, oh, hang on, I led you astray earlier. I'm glad I checked. It actually does cook the sauce back in the Thermomix. So at the end of all this, it tells you to actually remove the water, and the chicken, put the sauce from the chicken bags back in, add corn flour, and it's going to cook for 8 minutes at 100 degrees. And then it actually tells you to fry off, I got the wrong thing, it tells you to fry off the thigh in the pan. So you're searing the outside. That's where you get that caramelization, is actually on the outside of the chicken. So I know I told you the wrong way around. So it's actually our thighs get fried off. We're going to do it on a barbecue outside. The sauce gets thickened in the Thermomix, and then serve up and enjoy. So that's how you sous vide in the Thermomix. It's as simple as putting it in the bag, making sure there's no air in it. If you don't have the bags, you can either ask your butcher to do it. They will often do it for you. They'll vacuum seal it down, called cryovacuum is the official term for that. Or you can buy bags especially for vacuuming down as well. So I can see there's a question there. Why do you get the lemon juice in the water when the chicken in the bag? Okay, great question, Gail. It's actually to do with protecting your blades from rust. So because they are a stainless steel, and because you're not going up to a hot temperature, like 100 degrees, you're holding it at a temperature range which actually is the incubation, the correct temperature, so to speak, to make rust grow. And rust will occur usually between 2 pieces of metal that come together and that polarize differently. You kind of can't do anything about the polarization or the magnetic, whatever it is between metal. It's not magnetic, it's like an electric kind of thing that happens. You can't stop that unless you actually put something physically between them to keep them apart, like rubber or something like that. So when 2 bits of something come together, they're different properties, they have a chance to rust in the right situation. Okay, so if you think about it, you might think about like poles on your outside deck or something like that. The places that get wet regularly, they're the places that rust because of the water on them. So by putting vinegar or something that's acidy like lemon juice into that, it protects it. If you've ever needed to clean up, say, a blade on a saw or secateurs, I sound very farmy like, don't I? You can actually soak them in vinegar and it actually brings all the rust out of them. Same with rust stains. When we were cleaning up our laundry, there was a tin that had been left on the bench and there was a rust stain. So I actually put vinegar and a little bit of salt on that and then just wiped it off and it all came up. So it's a protector, but also you can actually clean up rust with it as well. So that's what we do that for. You'll see it, especially in things like yogurt. If you incubate your yogurt 8 hours, I guess that would be a really risky time to have no acid in that water, because it's a long time, like 8 hours is quite a long time for that water to do it. Now, it doesn't always happen, a bit like rust doesn't always happen. It's not predictable like that, but it's removing that risk by doing that and protecting your Thermomix. When we're doing 1 hour, it's probably going to be okay, right? But when we're doing 8 hours for yoga, it can pose a problem. So we want to protect our blades. But otherwise, fantastic question. I hope that helped. So, all right, guys, have a fantastic afternoon. I'm going to wait another 3.5 minutes, and then I'm going to put my 2 bags in there. I may need to extend that cook time, probably only by 20 minutes. What I'll do is I'll open a bag, I'll cut one in half, check it's not raw inside. If it's raw inside, close it up, seal it up, and cook it a bit longer. Luckily, I'm on early enough in the day that I've got time for this. And that's the thing with sous videing. You get an amazing, beautiful result, but it does take longer. So it's low and slow is the term I'm after. But otherwise, guys, have a great afternoon. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Couple of little things. Go to my website, check out the latest news. I've just updated that today with all the exciting stuff from yesterday. So scan the QR code up there, head to my website, go latest news, and you will actually see the news from Thermomix from yesterday. If you've missed all that about the upgrade offer, the black Thermomix, what else? There's the host reward on offer at the moment, and it's a gift with purchase as well. So there's lots happening in Thermomix world. It's very exciting. But otherwise, let me know if I can help you or a loved one get a Thermomix on the bench to transform their kitchen, because that's what it's all about. But otherwise, guys, take care, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.